you put the x outside the bracket first?
No, it would have to be square bracket.
So it would just be x, and then you divide 8, right, by 2.
Yeah,
So it'd be plus 4x, or just plus 4.
just for
Then minus 4x, 4 squared.
very good. And so the only difference now is we have a plus 10. And so you just put the plus 10
Yep.
and simplify.
So it would be 4 squared would be 16. X plus 4 squared minus 16 plus 10. Then you do the minus 10 plus 16, which would be minus 6.
That's
So
it.
it'd be x plus 4 squared minus 6.
Yep. And so that's the only difference between the previous completing the square and this one.
Yep.
Now let me go back. Okay, let's try this one.
So we start with x squared plus 3x.
Yeah.
So it'd be x plus 1.5,
Yeah.
and then squared minus 1.5 squared plus 6, yeah.
And you can use your calculator, remember?
Okay.
I'm just going to grab my calculator 1 second.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
So
Did you get an answer for that one?
I think it's x, open brackets, x plus 1.5 squared plus 3.75.
Squared. And let's bring up the on-screen one. Just because I don't always want you to be able to see what I'm putting in the calculator, because I'll be helping you too much. And that is plus 3.75, is that what you said?
Yep.
Okay,
Yep.
great. And so you can just put the whole thing in the calculator. Great. And that's exam question. I'm happy. Great. Okay. So what is A? What is B? Sorry.
A would be x squared.
No.
Oh, just wait.
Their thing that they're talking about. Yeah, they could have called them P and Q or something like that.
So you want what A and B is?
Yeah. For our one and their one, what is the number A?
1.5, and B would be 3.75.
Yeah, that's it. I believe this gets full marks. So long if you don't that's just what they're referring to. That's great. They wrote it as 15 over 4 and 3 over 2. Same thing.
Yeah.
Okay, let's try this one.
Do you have to substitute the numbers into that? Is there numbers you have to substitute in? Oh no.
No, they're just write it in this form. This form is completed square form.
Okay. What is the things like them? I don't know what those are at the end of the, the question.
Oh,
The
this
E
one.
and the R. Yeah.
You can almost always ignore that. X is an element of the real numbers. X is a real number. In further maths, you learn about imaginary numbers. This is just X is just an ordinary number.
Okay.
So sometimes you'll have an equation. It'll say y is equal to 1 over x, and it will say this after it. X cannot be equal to 0.
Yeah.
You know the way you can't divide by 0?
Pardon?
You know the way you can't divide by 0?
Is it 0 divided by, or 1 divided by 0?
So you
Yeah,
get,
it doesn't work.
you can't do it. And so
Yeah.
so they actually state x cannot be equal to 0. You kind of just know anyway. Like
Yeah.
x is a real number, you know. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just an ordinary number. It's nothing special. So
Okay.
most of the time you can just ignore those
Yeah.
ones. Okay. Question. Actually, hang on. Let's go back. What if this one had a part B? Write down the minimum. Any idea what the minimum value is for x squared plus 3x plus 6?
No.
There's a few different ways of thinking about this. Let's start with table. Let's keep it simple with table of values.
Okay.
So I'm just going to sub in every number I can think of for this one. No, wrong one. Table. It's 9. So this is x squared up plus 3x plus 6. I'm going to sub in, let's say, from -5 to +5, and goes up by 1 each time. Okay, what's the lowest number I get in here?
0.
So I put in 0. When I put in 0, when I put in 0,
wait, -1.
For the output, the f of x.
Oh, the f of x. 4.
Yeah. So you can see there.
Yeah.
What would be if you had, let's say, x squared? So what is 3 squared?
9.
2 squared.
4.
1 squared.
1.
0 squared.
0.
Yeah. -1 squared.
1.
Yes. -3 squared.
9.
Yes. And so you can see how you might think, well, I'll just put in like a negative number, like -100 or something.
Yeah.
But then it bounces back to being positive again. -3 squared gives you +9. And so that's why x squared looks like that when you graph it.
Yep.
The minimum value is the lowest value. So for this one, for x squared, the minimum is 0. For this one here, I put in my table of values, and the minimum value I got here is 4.
Yeah.
If I was to put this into my, but that's just using whole numbers. I didn't try 1.5 or 2/3 or anything like that.
Yeah.
If I put into this one x squared, plus 3x plus 6. So this draws my graph for me. Shift graphical solve, and I'm going to choose the minimum. And it tells me the minimum is 3.75 when x is -1.5. And you can see there, 3.75 is the minimum, and it is when x is -1.75, -1.5, because it makes this into 0, just like our x squared. The minimum is 0, so what x makes this 0, and this is the minimum.
So x is 0 then?
Well, x plus 1.5 squared is 0 at the minimum.
Okay. Yeah.
But the minimum value is 3.75 because the lowest you can get for a square number is 0.
Yeah.
Let's make it even simpler. You know how you put these in to solve them?
Yep.
And you say A is 1, B is 3, C is 6.
Yep.
And it gives you two imaginary numbers because this one. Minimum.
Oh, does it there?
X is -3/2, which is the same as 1.5.
Yep.
And the minimum y is 15/4, which is 3.75.
Yep.
But that's just where it comes from. Okay, let's try this one.
So would you use the square, completing the square to do this?
Yeah.
So it'd be x -3.5 squared -3.5.
Yep.
squared.
Yep.
And then you minus 2 at the end.
Yep.
And then it'd be x minus 3.5 squared, and then you square minus 3.5 squared. 12 minus 12.25. Is that these? But yeah, minus 12.25 minus 2 is, so the answer would be x minus 3.5 squared minus 14.25, I think.
Okay. And question B. What is the minimum?
Would it just be 3.5 squared, or would that be not right?
No. What is the lowest number you can get when you square something?
It can't be 0, can it?
So the very lowest is 0.
The very lowest.
And so when that is 0, what's left over?
Minus 14.25.
Yep. Minus 14.25. And you could put into your calculator for this one, what is A, what is B, what is C?
A is minus 3.5.
Original question. So we did no work whatsoever.
Oh, A is it just 1?
Mm-hmm.
B is minus 7.
Yeah.
And C is minus 2.
And so we get the roots, the solutions. And when x is 3.5, that makes that bracket 0.
Yep.
We get the minimum y, which is minus 14.25. Great.
Yep.
Any questions there?
Nope.
So I'm happy. Okay. This is the next thing. Okay. How do we do this completed square form?
To write down 3x squared plus 6x plus, no, just 3x squared plus 6x for now.
Very good.
And then you do open brackets. Would you put 3 at the front of the bracket?
Yeah.
So it'd be 3x plus 3 squared plus 3 squared. And then would you add 1 at the end as well?
So you did 3 things at the same time. What you need to do is
square the 3 first and then add the 1. Or times them together first using the 3.
It's 3 times all of that. Yeah.
Okay. So it'd be 3x.
So 3 and then the bracket.
3 bracket x plus 3 squared plus 9 squared.
Bidimus.
Oh, so it'd be 9 times 2, which is 27. It's 27 plus 27.
Mm-hmm.
And then plus 1, which will make that 28. So it'd be 3x plus 3 squared plus 28.
That's it. Okay. So I'll try these. Oh, is that answer in the wrong place? No. Hang on. 3. X plus 3. Oh, because it's minus. This should always be minus, sorry. Never plus.
Why is it minus?
Always minus.
Oh, because you're taking it away.
Yeah.
Oh.
So that's
Okay.
minus.
Okay. So 3x plus 3 squared minus. Close. Okay. So it'd be 3 open brackets x plus 3 squared, and then you do bidmus. So
No. Okay. We're being silly. Okay. From the start, don't do 3 things at the same time. Do 1 thing at a time.
Okay.
So you said 3x squared plus 6x. Okay, what's first?
you just get, would you just do x squared? So it'd be x plus 3x squared.
So what
Or
did
would
you
you,
do?
so would you just leave the 3 out for now?
Okay.
Where it says 3x, it'd be x plus half of 6, which is 3x,
Okay,
and
so
then squared.
that's two things. Okay, now it's three things at the same time. One thing. Factorize out 3. What do you get?
So it'd just be x plus.
No, that's two things at the same time. You're just dividing it by 3. Just take out 3.
Wait, so what? 3 divided by 3 is just x, isn't it?
This isn't x. What is it?
3x. X squared
X squared.
plus 3.
Nope.
Oh, 2. Sorry.
Okay. So 6 divided by 3 is 2. 6x divided by 3?
It's 2x.
2x. There we go. Okay. Step 2.
And then would you put them into... No, you'd put it as 3x plus 2x. Would you square bracket them?
So square bracket. Okay. What is it as square bracket?
So it'd be 3 square bracket, open bracket, x plus 2, and then squared.
It's always half.
Half, so it'd be 1.
Yeah.
And then you'd just do minus 1 squared.
Yeah.
And then you'd close the square bracket from where it says. Would you? Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you'd do BIDMIS.
Yeah.
So it'd be, first you'd do 3 times x, which would just be 3 open brackets x plus 1 close brackets squared, and then minus 1 squared is just 1.
Mm-hmm.
And then times by 3 would make it 3. So it'd be minus 3.
And so that was 3x squared plus 6x. The question is 3x squared plus 6x plus 1. What will that change?
You'll be minus 2.
Very good.
1.
Yes. And then we just put in that plus 1. Okay, great. I think our original one was like plus 28.
Yeah.
And then it was going to be minus 27 or something. Okay.
Yeah.
Great. Minus 2. Okay. Let's try A.
Okay. So you'd factorize it first. So it'd be 2x squared plus 4x. And then you'd make it as 2x squared with the square bracket. No, not x squared, just x. Plus 2 squared plus 8.
No.
8 squared. No, minus 8 squared.
Not 8.
Oh, it would just be minus... Oh, yeah, 2. 2 would be 2.
Mm-hmm.
Minus 2 squared. And then plus 8, right? Or we do that after this step?
At the very end.
Okay, so then you'd do... it would be 2x plus 2 squared, and then minus 2 squared is just 4, and then 4 would just be minus, should be 4, it would just be 4.
You have to close the square bracket in the second one, and it will close there.
And you close it. Right.
So it's 2 times this whole bracket.
Yep.
And so it's 2 times this whole square bracket, which means it's 2 times the first one, which we did, and 2 times the second one.
Oh, right. Okay, so it'd be 2 times -4, which would be -8.
Yes. Okay.
So it'd be 2x plus 2 squared minus 8, and then at the end you'd add +1.
Mm-hmm.
So it'd be 2x plus 2 squared minus 7.
Brilliant. X plus 2 squared minus 7. Let's see. They get tricky. As practice, we better do question D. How do you go about this one?
Would you rearrange it first? Because it's so it'd be -4x squared minus 16x, and then -10.
I believe it's plus 10.
Plus 10. Okay. Plus 10. So you do -4 open brackets x squared minus 16x.
It was minus 16.
Is it plus 16 now?
You factorized out -4.
Oh, so it'd be 4 -4x.
Put into your calculator.
Yeah.
What would you put in your calculator to check?
Would use the binomial. Not binomial. I'm thinking of something else. The polynomial.
Atom. You would put in -16 divided by -4.
-16 divided by -4. Which gives you 4.
And so it is not -4x, it is plus 4x.
Plus 4. Yeah.
Because it's -5 by minus. Okay.
And then you do -4 square bracket, open brackets, x plus 2x squared minus 2. No, not x, just 2. Minus 2 squared, close square brackets.
Very good.
And then you times -4 by x, which would be -4, and then open brackets x plus 2 squared, and then -2 squared is 4, times by -4 is -8, -8.
Hold on, calculator. Let
-2 squared -4 times by -4 -6. It's just 16.
Yes. So you said -8. It's actually plus 16. Let
Plus
the calculator
16.
do the work. Okay.
Yeah. And then you do +1 at the end. Should be.
It's not +1 in the
I
question.
was looking at question A. It would be plus 10.
Yes.
So it'd be -4x plus 2 squared plus 26.
Well done. Great. Okay, exam question. This is what it looks like.
Okay. It'd be -3x squared minus 2x plus 4. So it'd be -3x squared minus 2x.
Factorize. What do you put into your calculator?
It's just it's minus 3 times 2. Minus 2.
Minus 2 divided by minus 3.
Okay. 0.6 recurring 7.
And so that is the same as plus
2 over 3.
2/3. Yeah, 2 over 3.
And then you close the bracket. No, x. You put x at the end first, and then close the brackets, not squared. And then you do minus 3x plus, and then you'd half it, which gives you 1/3.
Very good.
Close brackets squared. And then you'd plus minus 1 over 3 squared. And then you'd close the square brackets. And then would you times minus 3 by x? It'd be minus 3 open brackets x plus 1 over 3 squared. And then minus 3. No, you do minus a third. Squared, which is minus 1 over 9, and then you'd times that by minus 3, which gives you just 1/3. So it'd be minus a third still, plus a third.
Which one does your calculator say?
1 over 3, so it'd be plus 1 over 3.
Yeah.
Plus 1 over 3, and then you'd add the where is it? Plus 4 at the end. Which should give you minus 3x plus a third squared, and then 1 over 3 add 4 is 13 over 3.
Plus 13 over 3. Well done. That was very tricky. And part B is what we do next in the next part. Hang on. I need to make a note to myself. Fractions. Not decimals. It's because that 666 thing.
Yeah. If it's reoccurring, you keep it as a fraction.
I'd say just always keep them as a fraction.
Okay.
Let's see this one.
Okay.
This is very similar. Let's just try what is step 1 for this one?
Rearrange it first, I guess.
Okay.
So it'd be minus 0.04 x squared plus 0.8 x plus 2.
Yeah.
So it'd be minus 0.04 and then x squared. Yeah. Add. And then you do 0.8 divided by minus 0.04, which gives you minus 20. So it'd be minus 20.
So that one is, minus 20x, and you'll be fine for the rest of that question. I just wanted to check that first dividing bit. Yeah, so you can see I wrote it as a fraction, 0.8 divided by over, same thing.
It's that part which I usually get stuck on. Yeah. The rest I can do fine.
No, you're not getting stuck on it. This is good. This bit. Okay, we started this one. They said it's equal to 0. Therefore, I'll just move it up to the top. X plus 4 squared minus 6. They said this is equal to 0. Therefore, this is equal to 0. It's just the same thing written a different way.
Yeah.
Solve this equation.
So it'd be x plus 4 minus 6.
Is a simpler way. Add 6 to both sides. or bring the 6.
So it'd be that equals 0. Or equals plus 6.
Yeah. How do you get rid of squared?
Square root.
And so square root both sides. And so the square root of 6, you just have to do square root of 6. And so how do you get x equals? How do you get rid of plus 4?
Minus 4.
So you subtract 4 from both sides, and you could leave your answer in that form. You could just say x equals minus 4 plus root 6. You could also put into your calculator minus 4 plus root 6, and then just press SD to say it's minus 1.55 roughly. There is another little bit. X squared is equal to 9. What number is x?
3.
Is there another very similar number that when you square it you
Minus
also
3.
Correct. And so if x squared is 9, then x, the short way of writing it is plus or minus 3.
Yeah.
Plus or minus, I'll just write it as square root of 9 for the moment. And so this one down here is plus or minus. And so to get our second answer, you can press delete minus SD for that one.
Yeah.
So x is equal to minus 4 plus root 6, or
x equals minus 4 minus root 6, right?
Yes. And the short way of writing that is just minus 4 plus or minus root 6, because it's very common. So let's now quickly, we can apply that to lots of different stuff. Not just yet. Hang on. Maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I should. We'll see what they do. Not just yet. I thought I skipped one. Yeah, this one. Okay, so no. Alright, I'll just continue with what I was doing. Okay. By completing the square, let's try 1a.
Okay. Okay, it's already done. So it's already rearranged correctly for us.
Okay, go on.
Okay. So it'd be x, just x squared in a bracket, and then plus, there's nothing to divide by, so it'd just be halved.
Yeah.
So it'd be 3x.
No, there's even less than that. So you just go straight to the square bracket.
Oh, so it'd be x plus 3.
Yeah.
And then squared minus 3 squared. And then it would be x plus 3 squared. And then minus 3 squared is just 9. And then 9 add 1 is 10. Wait, it's a minus 9, so it'd be minus 8.
Okay. They told us that this thing up here is equal to 0. What do you know about R1?
It's wait, is it equal to minus 8?
It's also equal to 0.
Oh.
We just wrote it a different way.
Yeah.
And so solve by completing the square.
Okay. So x plus 3. So you do you minus 8 on both sides?
What is the opposite of minus 8?
Plus 8. Oh yeah, plus 8 on both sides. So it'd be x plus 3 equals 8.
Yeah.
And then would you minus 3 on both sides as well?
Can't do that yet, Bidmus.
Oh, she'd square it, so it'd be 9.
What is the opposite of squared?
Oh, square root the whole. Okay, yeah, you square root the whole thing.
Uh-huh.
So it'd be 3 square root.
Square root cancels out squared, and so you just
Oh,
left
so
with
it'd just
that.
be 3 minus. Okay, so it'd be x plus 3 equals. So you just minus 3 from both sides.
Yeah. So x equals.
X equals 5.
You forgot something.
Square root of 5.
No. So you have your minus 3. At this point here, you
Yep.
square root both sides.
Yep.
It was 8. You square rooted both
Yep.
sides.
It should be square root 8.
Square root 8.
Yep.
And so x equals.
Minus 3 plus or minus square root 8.
Perfect. Well done. And that's plus or minus. Let me see. There's only one more I want to try here. Let's try question D. And unfortunately, I need more space. I have to go on to a new page, or I can try to fit it on. Okay, let's try question D.
Okay. So that'd be x plus
No.
No, minus x minus 10.
No.
That'll be halved, wouldn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So it'd be x minus 5 squared minus 5 squared, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then do it. So it'd be x minus 5 squared minus 5 squared is just 25. So plus 25.
Calculator.
Minus 5 squared minus 25.
Mm-hmm. It's not in a bracket.
Oh, yeah. So then you'd equal it to, it's equal to 5.
Mm-hmm.
Equals 5. So you'd want to make it 0 first. Or do you want to get rid of the 25 first?
We eventually want to make it x equals. So we're trying to bring everything to the right.
So first would you minus 25. And plus 25 from each side.
Correct.
Plus 25, plus 25. So x minus 5 squared equals 30.
Mm-hmm.
And then you'd square root everything on both sides. So it'd just be x minus 5 square root equals square root 30. And then minus 5 from each side, so it'd be x equals minus 5 plus or minus square root 30.
Yep. Very close, except that's already minus 5.
Oh, so you add, so it'd be x equals 5 plus or minus square root 30.
You are very good at these, I tell you that. That's great. I'm happy. Do you have any questions about those?
Nope.
Okay. Things are getting trickier. I think I can now, so we can use some of your previous ones, so we don't have to spend lots of time. So you previously did this one.
Yep.
Okay. This one is equal to 0. Solve it.
Oh, okay. So we'll work it out. So 2x minus 3 squared minus 18 equals 0. Minus plus 18 from each side.
Mm-hmm.
So it'd be 2x minus 3 squared equals 0. And then
Equals?
when you equals plus 18. When you square root it, does the 2 go into the square root or does it stay out of the square root?
Bidmus can't square root yet.
Okay.
So what do you do next? It's a new thing.
Divide by 2.
Correct. You have to divide by 2 to get rid of times by 2.
So you divide by 2 on both sides, so 18 would become 9.
Yep.
So it'd be x brackets x minus 3 squared equals 9.
Mm-hmm.
And then you'd square root all of it.
Mm-hmm.
Since it's 3, can it be just 3? When it's 9 square rooted, can it just be 3? Or does it
Yeah.
have to stay as a third?
No, you're right, 3.
Okay, so x minus 3 equals 3. And then you'd plus 3 on each side. So x equals just 6. Or minus 6.
Not quite.
Right.
When the plus or minus happens at the moment of square rooting.
Yep.
And so it's plus or minus 3. And so your answers are x equals 3 plus 3 or x equals 3 minus 3.
Okay.
So what are your two answers?
6 and 0.
Yes, x equals 6 or x equals 0. So not 6 or minus 6.
Okay.
And which question was that? Do I even have the thing? Okay. Yeah, I think you're good. So the new bit here was you had to divide by 2 before square rooting.
Yep.
And don't be thrown by there being... okay, let's try this one that we've done, 2a down here.
Okay.
So if that was equal to 0, solve that.
2 minus 32 equals 0. So, yeah, plus 32 on each side.
Mm-hmm.
So 2x plus 4 squared equals 32. And then you divide by 2. So it'd be x brackets x plus 4 squared equals 16.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 16. And then square root everything.
Mm-hmm.
So it'd be x plus 4 equals 4. And then you'd minus 4
Mm-hmm.
on each side. So x equals 0, but it would be x equals 4 add 4.
So
And
you always skip this bit. So where did you square root it? At what point did you square root it?
I got a square root when it said square root x plus 4 squared equals square root 16.
And so what is plus or minus? It's plus or minus what number?
4.
Yeah. So plus or minus 4. And so now finish it.
So it would be x 4 plus 4.
So you subtracted 4 from both sides. So what are your answers?
X equals 0.
Yep.
And is that, and then x equals 0 as well?
No. X equals 4 minus 4 or x equals minus 4 minus 4.
So minus 8.
Yes. So you have to put the plus or minus in when at the moment of square rooting.
Okay.
Okay.
Then how come for the other part of the x you didn't need to put the plus or minus? It's just x plus 4 and then you minus 4. X equals 0.
It's just a coincidence that it's the same number.
Okay.
Just a bit confusing. Okay, they get trickier. Let's try this one. No. That's not good. Let me just go back a second.
Okay.
Let me see. This was question. Okay, so we need to move on from those ones because they're kind of special. Yeah, this is good. Okay, if this was equal to 0.
Okay.
How would you do this one?
So equals 0, so you'd add 14.25 on each side. So that'd be x minus 3.5 squared equals 14.25. And then you square root all of it.
Mm-hmm.
So it'd be square root x minus 3.5. And then equals square root 14.25. Was it be plus or minus 14.25?
Always, yeah.
Yep. Okay. And then you do square. Well, you can't. Can you square root? You can't square root 14.25. So it'd stay as 14.25.
Yeah, I'll just leave it like that.
Yep. So it'd be x minus 3.5 equals plus or minus square root 14.25. And then plus 3.5 on each side.
Mm-hmm.
So x equals 3.5 plus or minus square root of 14.25.
Yes, and only at the very end would you actually check if that's simplified. Plus root 14.25, and yeah, it doesn't, and so we would just leave our answer like that. That's great. This one, okay, now let's try making this one equal to 0 and solving it.
Equals 0, so minus plus 2 on each side, so it'd be 3x plus 1 squared equals 2, and then you divide 2 by 3.
Mm-hmm.
So 2 divided by 3 is 2 over 3.
Mm-hmm.
So it'd be x plus 1 squared equals 2 over 3. And then you square root all of it.
Mm-hmm.
Both sides. So it'd be that plus 1. And then equals square root of plus or minus square root of 2 over 3.
Mm-hmm.
And that would be x plus 1 equals plus or minus square root over 2 over 3. And then you'd minus 1 from each side.
Mm-hmm.
So it'd be x equals minus 1 plus or minus square root of 2 over 3.
That's great. That's great. So that's a fraction. And then this was our part B exam question that I was building up to. So this was, yeah, it's equal to 0. Let's try this.
Okay. X plus 1 over 3. Is that 13 over 3 at the end, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and then equals 0. Minus 13 over 3 on both sides.
Mm-hmm.
This would be minus 3x plus 1 over 3 squared equals minus 13 over 3. And then you divide by minus 3.
Correct.
Divide by minus 3 both sides. So it'd be x plus 1 over 3 squared equals, and then minus 13 over 3 divided by minus 3, which gives you just 13 over 9.
Okay.
13 over 9. And you'd square root all of it, both sides.
Mm-hmm.
So x plus 1 over 3 equals square root plus or minus square root of 13 over 9.
Mm-hmm.
And then it'd be just x plus 1 over 3 equals plus or minus 13, square root 13 over 9. And then you'd minus 1 over 3. So it'd be x equals minus 1 over 3 plus or minus square root of 13 over 9.
Minus 1 over 3. It was minus 1 over 3, was it?
Yeah, plus or minus the square root of 13 over 9.
That's brilliant. Great. You've nailed it. Let's see. So this one is very similar because it's got that decimal at the front.
Yep.
But I think you'll be fine for it if you're able to do the fraction one. It's the same kind of difficulty.
Yep.
We did this one. We did. That will be fine. I'm glad I did. Yep. Yep. Let me see. I believe so. So you can see how they've written it in kind of a strange way. 6x minus 2 minus x squared is identical to this. They're basically saying just put it in completed square form and then hence solve that original one.
Yep.
By completing the square. Okay. Hang on a second. It's a bit of a strange one. Okay, let's try it with pure algebra. Yeah, let's try this one. So complete this, put it in completed square form, pure algebra.
What is that all? And then do I need to do stuff after completing the square form?
You'll have to solve it, but let's just complete square first.
Okay. Should be x open brackets x, and then it would be just bx, right? Plus bx close brackets squared plus.
In that case, it would be just b.
Oh, because
because
x is the same. Okay, yeah. Plus b squared and then minus b squared.
Yep.
Or is it plus minus? Okay. And then you'd work it out. So it'd be x plus b squared. What happens when you square minus b?
It's just algebra, so it's just whatever minus b squared is.
So it just stays minus b squared.
Yep.
And then you'd just add c at the end.
You just add c, whatever that is. Okay, and solve.
Equals 0. Okay. So first you'd minus c. Both sides. So it'd be x plus b squared minus b squared equals minus c. And then would you also minus b squared? Or plus b squared?
Yeah.
Both sides. So x plus b squared, and then it'd be minus b squared and then plus b squared. So that equals minus c. B, would it be just b squared minus c?
Yeah.
B squared minus c. So we've got x plus b squared equals b squared minus c. And then you square root it all.
Yep.
Both sides. So it would be x plus b equals plus or minus square roots of b squared minus c. And then it'd be you'd minus b from x. So it'd be x equals minus b plus or minus square root of b squared minus c.
Very good. B squared minus c. Well done. And so that's that one. And so completing the square, what do you give yourself?
Probably between a tick and a half.
I'd give you 2 ticks for that one. Students have big difficulty with that one, but you did great. And so next time is functions, substitution and stuff. That's going to be tricky. Yeah, how was that for you, Adam?
That was great.
So any questions for me in general?
Nope.
All right, well done, Adam. And when is our next lesson again? Sorry, do you remember?
think next week for Thursday. I think next
Okay.
week Thursday, I believe.
Okay. Yeah, well done. You did great, and look forward to chatting again.
Thank you. Yeah, see you too.
All right, have a good
Okay,
one.
see you.
Goodbye.
See you. Bye.